If you find the content relevant, then do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also hit the bell button to get a regular notification. Also do share your experiences and any suggestions that you have in the comment box. Hope you enjoyed. Hi, Warren. Glad to see you. Congratulations for converting IIM Bangalore, and great to see you out here. So, can you run us through your preparation for your interviews?
Yes, so this year, I got my first interview call on the 2nd of January itself with a SPJ profile based call. And that was really surprising because I hadn't got it the previous year and I hadn't even finished giving my all my exams. My ZAT exam was on the 5th of January and the interview call came on the 2nd. So for those 3 days, I concentrated on that. But the next day itself, I decided to start my preparation in full flow for the GDPI processes. The main thing that I did this year was I created a document, a personal compendium, in which I divided my preparation into five major buckets. The first bucket would be knowing yourself. So in that bucket would be responses to questions like tell me something about yourself, why MBA, I wanted to get into consulting, so why consulting, and questions regarding your school, your college, your state, your city, and everything that is related to you. The second bucket would be academics. So I was from an accounting and finance background. So I knew that those were type of questions that I could expect in every interview that I went to. So I brushed up on all of my basics. I even pulled out some of my older textbooks and I listened to online videos and I prepared my basics in my academics bucket. The third bucket would be the work experience bucket. So I had 2 years of work experience at EY in the tax field, and I knew that I had to expect questions not only from my work but also regarding EY itself as an organization. And it's really important to know everything about the company that you work for and everything about the job that you do. So that would be the third bucket of work experience. My fourth bucket was current affairs and general awareness. Now, this bucket I had actually been preparing for since a year or more by keeping myself up to date by reading a standard newspaper every day, along with a business newspaper. I would read the Economic Times. And also, the important thing was that I made note of important data that I could use in group discussions or in essays or even during my interviews. It helps when you talk in data points. Like if they ask you to talk regarding the GDP, it would be good to know the GDP growth rate, the absolute value of the GDP. And giving those numbers just shows to the interviewer that you have actually come really well prepared. And the final bucket, which is also important, was details about the institute that you were going for the interview to. So before every interview, around 5 to 6 days before a particular interview, say if I was going for SCJN or for IIM Bangalore, I would note down everything about the college that I could find on the internet. I would talk to at least one alumni from that college to give me certain details that you would not probably find on the internet, but would be important to know as a student who wants to enter into that institution. I would learn figures about their placement data, about their faculty, the clubs that they have on the campus, their vision and their mission. I would learn those and go for the interview. And also importantly, why that particular institute. You need to give a unique answer if they are in the position to ask you about why you want to come to that particular institute. So breaking out my preparation amongst those five buckets and preparing extensively in each of them was something that really helped me this year. But what gave me the different edge was that when I enrolled with you and Rochelle ma'am for your GDPI preparation, the personal attention that was given to me by both of you all when it came to preparing for any of my interviews or my form fillings, or so there are comprehensive forms required to be filled for almost every institute before you go for the interview process. And I would always send the form across to you or ma'am before the submission date, and it would come back and forth at least 3 or 4 times before it went for my final submission. And getting that type of personal attention really helped me, to build confidence in my answers and know that my answers are good from an MBA perspective.
XLR are a little different process as compared to others. So did you do something separate for XLR as such?
Yes, sir. So XLRI has a group discussion, a written ability test, and a personal interview. So that was obviously different when it came to preparing for the IIMs, where there is only a written ability test and a personal interview. So here, while preparing for the GD, the most important aspect would be content. If you're going to speak in a group discussion, you have to have facts and figures backing your discussion. And to be able to have that in the group discussion in my XLRI interview was something that really helped me. So the XLRI batch profile for the business management course was actually a median percentile in that of 99.4, and my percentile was 96.7. So I knew that I had to make up for it somewhere to be able to stand in that same category of being able to get a final convert from XLRI. So I went for the interview day absolutely prepared for any eventuality. And what I did was, in the group discussion, I took complete control of the group discussion. I started it, I concluded it, I gave other people a chance to speak. I I directed the course of the group discussion from the beginning to the end, and I believe that that was something that really set me apart on that day. And along with that great group discussion, along with a decent personal interview and a great VAT, I was able to convert my XLR IBM call.
Great. So 96.7 would be very difficult to convert. So
Yes, sir.
anything specific that happened in the interview which you feel helped you to convert?
So the main thing was my group discussion. I feel because the panel members that are there in your XLRI interview are the same panel members who conduct your group discussion. So when it came to my personal interview, I think I was the last candidate of the day. I waited till about 6 in the evening for my interview, and they were also tired by then. So it was a very short interview of about 5 to 10 minutes. They mainly asked me about my achievements, and the main thing that I think set me apart was that I had 2 years of work experience, but they asked me a question related to tax where I had to really apply myself and give them a solution that was something out of the box. And after I gave that answer to their question, that was something that really set me apart. So it was something in the moment that I couldn't really be prepared for in advance in my interview that helped me to crack it.
So were you worried that your interview was for a short period of time for Excel? I mean, you converted in the end, but you did very worried that you would not convert because the interview was very short?
Yes, I was very worried. I was wondering why my interview was only for 10 minutes while the people before me were in for about 20 minutes at least. But I guess it all turned out for the best. I mean, I think they must have also marked a lot of weightage towards the group discussion and an essay also, and that is why I was able to finally convert the call.
So Bangalore had a SOP. So how did you go about writing the SOP?
I believe my SOP was the main aspect of my preparation for the interview of IIM Bangalore. The day I got the call, that night itself, I started thinking about how I'm going to structure my SOP, what am I going to put in it, how do I condense all of my past experiences into that SOP. And it was a really great experience. So I went through first. I went through draft SOPs. I read the guidelines. I gathered all my achievements on a piece of paper, and I decided to try and make it in a type of a story about how I have been in my past to where I am currently and where I want to be. And that was the important aspect to know before starting your SOP, because that's what IIM Bangalore wants to know from you. They want to know the connect from whatever you have achieved in life. How is that going to connect to make your MBA successful and help you in the future? So I started preparing my SOP. I wrote for about maybe a 2 or 3 hours, and I went way over the word limit. The word limit was 600. I went to about 750, 800. And I remember really trying to condense it down myself. I sent it across to you and ma'am, and I think we had around seven iterations back and forth. It went My SOP went 7 times with you and ma'am, with lots of edits, and finally with the final draft, I think it came down to around 600, 620 words. and there were great inputs from your side too that helped me really create a good story in my SOP to be able to confidently go for the interview.
So you only had one call from the top three IIMs. So were you tense regarding the same?
Yes, so I started off with my CAT preparation with the aim of trying and getting into IIM ABC. And when my percentile was a little below 99, I knew that at least for IIM A and C, I did not stand a chance. But for IIM Bangalore, I did stand a chance due to their diversity ratio. And I had seen that even in the previous year, people with a slightly lower percentile, but from a background of good academics and work experience, did get a call. So once I did get the call, I knew that this was my complete focus, and I had to absolutely do well at this interview, no matter what. And it would be my only opportunity to sit before an IIM Bangalore interview panel and prove myself. And I made sure that I left no stone unturned in my preparation for the IIM Bangalore interview, and I'm happy that it all paid off in the end.
So can you describe your interview? How did it pan out?
The main thing that I did initially was I was reading interview experiences of candidates of previous years, and I noticed one trend in the IIM Bangalore interviews was that they give a lot of weightage to your work experience, not only about what you've done, but the quality of work experience, and that was in fact one of the parameters on which they mark you in your final assessment. So I knew that that was one aspect that I really had to strengthen before I went for the interview. So I made sure that I revised everything that I had done from work and learned a lot about my company, about EY, about the firm, and everything about their background and how what I was working with links in the grand scheme of things. So I was working in taxation, and the budget had just come out on the 1st of Feb. My interview was on the 28th of Feb. So I made sure that I learned everything that was there to do with taxation in the budget. What were the effects of that? What is my opinion on that since I was a tax analyst? I should obviously, my 2 years of work experience should amount to something. And I knew that that is something that the Bangalore panelists were actually looking towards, to know that whatever you have worked in has actually helped you shape a sort of a professional demeanor and being able to have an opinion on the field that you are working in. So my interview actually ended up panning out that way. It started off with my introduction and them asking me about a few points from my SOP. And then immediately they dove into my work experience and they asked me questions not only on current affairs related to tax, but also regarding the budget, regarding the GDP figures, regarding what can be done. What do you feel as a tax consultant? What do you feel can be done to improve the demand? This was the pre-COVID times, and at that point also our demand was stagnating. So they also asked me, as a tax consultant, what do you feel could be done to improve the scenario, to improve demand? And I was giving them answers, well-rehearsed answers. I was putting in quotes and figures. I gave a lot of figures during my IIM Bangalore interviews, and the figures were in lakhs and crores. But I was able to remember those numbers because I was fully focused towards remembering those figures, and I actually got an opportunity to present them during the interview, which was something that I felt really gave me an edge. So if they ask me regarding a particular tax effect, so the corporate tax rate had cut. So normally people would know that the tax rate was cut from say 30 to 22%. But I also learned that the tax rate cut ended up having a loss of 1.45 lakh crore to the exchequer of the government. And mentioning that in my interview was something that I feel really impressed the panel because it showed that I had gone over and above what I was supposed to know to be prepared for the interview on that day.
So what do you think the panelists normally look for? You've gone to so many interviews. Co- you converted all your calls, maybe except Cozy Code, right? From the Bangalore to the Lucknow to the XLRIs to Shillong to SPJ to everything. So what do you think the interviewers look for when they interview you?
Yeah, so one of the main aspects the interviewers look towards is genuineness and honesty. You need to be frank about what you've achieved in life, and by over exaggerating or anything did not work. Like there were interviews where I did not know answers to questions. I genuinely did not know, and I told them that I do not know this answer, but I would be really interested in learning about it after the interview. And answers like that really help to, build a certain rapport with the interviewer, to make them realize that you are genuine. If there is something that you don't know, you're saying it out loud. But that being said, you need to be really, really prepared and be confident about what you have done. So if you have done well in academics, you need to be able to answer questions related to your academics in the interview, even when it comes to work experience. So I believe they're looking for quality in academics and quality in your work experience in these interviews, and the ability to have good intercommunication skills. So interpersonal communication is something that they really gauge in the interviews, and that's what I felt throughout. And being able to speak confidently was something that also helped me throughout these interviews.
Any tips that you'd want to give to students who are preparing for PI, VAT, GD?
So the main tip would be the preparation is throughout your life. In fact, it's not just after you get your CAT score and you get your calls that you have to start preparing. You have to know why you are giving the CAT exam. Why do you want to do an MBA? What are the reasons in the past that are connecting you to the future? So introspect. So if you do get a GDPI call, sit down for a day and introspect. Think about why you want to do the MBA. You need to convince yourself first before you convince a panel of interviewers. And that is something that's really important, because if you convince yourself, if you know your reasons of why you want to do an MBA, you will most certainly be able to convince anyone who's in front of you. So when it comes to GDPI preparation, it would be important to start a year in advance, keep up to date with current affairs, keep noting down important figures and facts on your phone, in your notepad or anything whenever you come across something important. And all of that builds up towards a good preparation in the final.
Right. Great, Foreign. Thanks very much. Thanks for giving your time, and all the best for your two
Thank you,
years
sir.
at RAM Bangalore. Yeah, great. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Perfect.